Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Alrighty, you guys, it is day 88 of the 90-day no talk experiment. We go backwards, remember, right? So it becomes day 90, right? Just remember it. We descend into day 1. So from day 90 to the first day. You guys, please let me apologize for not being live last night. Tuesday nights are my longer nights. And so I was unable to get back in enough time to be able to feel like I could justify being. I didn't want to be on so late and have people up late. I just care about people, and I don't want to tax people in their time. I know time is very important. I know time is very valuable, and I do honor people's time. So that was the issue last night. Is it was just uber late when I got home. Tuesdays are my late night. I got home late tonight as well. However, not as late as last night. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Remember, we are doing the 90-day no. Hey Mo, good to see you, friend. We're doing the 90-day no talk experiment. Now, for the majority of you are very new. Now, Mo, you're watching me. Are you on my First Love channel? Because I think that's the channel I put it on. I don't think I put it on the other one. Maybe I did. I did the wrong one, maybe. I'm trying to put it on platforms that I have not taught this so much on, because I have taught this study on my main channel twice. I think twice, maybe even 3 times. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep it on platforms that I have not really shared a ton on, just so that the message of Jesus Christ can get out beyond here, right? So most of you who are watching me are new. My TikTok platform for sure. Most of you are new to having me go live. I know I did 12 weeks, but I only did Sunday nights. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate. I only did Sunday nights. However, for this study, it's 90 straight nights. That's if I can get home on time. I do reserve that Tuesday night because it might be a little wonky, and I don't want to, again, tax people to have y'all up at 10 and 11 o'clock at night. I just don't think that's a good idea. It's definitely not a good idea for me. Anywho, so again, hey friend, good to see you, Angela. I'm glad you're here. So I do a favor, like the video, share, subscribe, do all the things that you would normally do, follow, click the buttons, all the things, hit the screen, whatever y'all do to help push it out into the algorithm is going to be extra helpful. Let me see if I can share it. Now, I don't want to be messing nothing up. Child. Ooh. No, I better not touch none of that. Okay. Very good. I'm going to just leave it the way it is and not bother it, because I'll mess something up and I don't want to do that. So 2002, early 2002, met a guy. I'm single. He's single according to him. I mean, you know, these days, single is open to interpretation. I understand single is you don't got nobody. Hey, Miss Sue, I don't even think you single if you in a relationship. Now, I know you're not married, but please tell me you're in a relationship, because if I'm feeling you and you say you single, but then you ain't single, like that's going to cause serious issues. It's going to, first of all, cause trust issues, because I'm going to think you lie. And I don't like anybody who lies. Liars just burn my butt, really, for sure. So I'm single. According to him, he's single. We vibing. I guess those are the words. And I think it's going very well. You know, well, I thought it could potentially be a thing because I'm single and he's single. So if we both single together, right? It ended up not being a thing. He was very over here to the left somewhere. I don't understand. I'm too old. Here's the truth of my life, right? And it should be the truth of most of us, because my niche group is between 46 and 64. Those are the people who really watch me all the time. We too old to be playing these games. Y'all, we too old. Let's just say it with me. Turn to your neighbor and say, we too old. Type it in the comments to be playing games with people. And so anywho, I was frustrated with this, whatever it was, this phone conversation or whatever. And I asked the Lord, I said, God, why am I frustrated? I said, something is not right here. And my spirit usually can pick up on things. I kind of give people grace to, get themselves together. But I was like, Lord, something is so wrong. And I need you to tell me what it is. And the Lord said, I don't want you to talk to him for 90 days. And I said, okay, fine, 90 days. And what I did in that 90 days was I sat down and I wrote a chronicle of how I felt, because my manipulation, right? I was going to gift this to him on the 91st day when he called me back, because I was sure he was calling on the 91st day. And he was going to see just how good of a woman I was and pick me, right? He didn't call on the 91st day. He didn't call on the 191st day. It's probably been 1,091 days and he still hasn't called, and it's fine. We're good. But on the 12th day, the Lord said, Shakima, you're writing this for one person, and I want you to write it for many ones. And so I changed the focus from this individual specific to many people, for all the people who, for one, may not know the Lord. That's one thing. I may not know God. And so this material is for those people. For second, it's the ones of us who do know him, but we've strayed away. And so God is calling us back. He's wooing us back to him. He is the best lover you could ever have in your whole life. And he wants to show you that. And third, for the people who have hardened their hearts against others, right? This is, let's open up our hearts back to the Lord. Let's turn back towards the Lord so that we can have positive interactions with other people. This is for the one sheep that God lost, and God left the 99 and went after that one person. So it's interesting. So for those of you who are joining me, thank you so much. I am happy to have you here. And I hope through these 90 days, however long it takes us to get through 90 days, that there is something here that you can benefit from. There's something that will minister to your spirit. There's something here that would be advantageous to you. And if not, and you just want to hear me talk, well, I'm glad you're here as well. Okay, we're going to move on. So it's very interesting that we're talking about relationships, right? Because that's how this whole thing started. And so on day 88, when I sat down to write, or the third day when I sat down to write, I couldn't think of a thing. It was like writer's block immediately. Now, I do have two books that I've written. One is called The 90-Day No Talk Experiment, and the second book is called Wisdom from a Deep Well. Those are just little quips and sayings that the Lord has given me, little encouragements over the years, and it has really helped me. But I know a thing or two about relationships. And so I was thinking, what in the world can I write about today? Because again, I'm chronicling how I feel every day that he doesn't talk to me. It's amazing the things that we'll do to try to get people's attention, but we won't do anything to get God's attention. It's not like we need to get it. He's always attentive to us, but we are so very not attentive to him. So he gave me relationships. And here's what relationships mean. It is the way two or more people interact with each other. That's relationships in its most simplicity. Or it's two organizations or more and how they behave towards each other. It grieves my heart, actually. I'm very grieved at the state of people's relationships in just regular world society. This person's fighting with this person. This person has more than you, so you mad at them. This person doesn't have as much as you, so you mad at them. This person, you said I was going to be with you for the rest of my life, and then you turned around and did something that made me not want to be with you for the next I want to be away from you in the next 5 minutes. So many different things, and how we treat each other and how we interact. We are very poor communicators. We don't say what's on our mind. We think it, or we'll say it to somebody else, but we fail to communicate with the person that we got the issue with. Like if I got something against Mo, I'm be like, well, look, girl, no, we just gonna let it sit and fester for years and years and years and never say anything. And then whenever we're in the same space, I'm funny and she acting funny. Like, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong. No, I'm good. No, and you're not good, because we are poor communicators. It's husbands and wives who we started on the same page, but now we ain't on any page. We ain't even in the same book. We ain't even in the same library, if you want to be truthful about it. They so far on the other side of where we are, and we wonder why the marriage is breaking down. It's parents who have not properly articulated to their children exactly how they should be doing things or what they want done. And then we can't figure out why the world is dragging our children away and we have no say in their life. I mean, I think it is raggedy and trashy at this point when I see some of these kids interact with their parents. I wish, and I'm saying this right now, like my grandmother would say, here's my right hand to God. I wish one of my children would treat me raggedy in my face. Because I'm promising you. Now, I've done too much. I've given too much. I've sacrificed too much for you to even come at me crazy. Now, let me get you straight. Sit down and let me get you straight real quick. But it's that interaction between one another or the lack thereof. It also is an emotional or intimate association between two people. Here we are. We can be intimate with each other and we're in a relationship, but are we? Because it's not the intimacy that makes the relationship. For women, we think that, right? We can't be intimate with anybody we ain't in a relationship with. Some kind of way we are emotionally connected. While our male counterpart, for some reason, might not have connected at all, or he connected momentarily. Some people can connect momentarily. Or them 4 minutes, they can connect. And I share all that to say, relationship, really, Brenda? Sorry, y'all. I got a 12-pound terror in there. Brenda. We don't value relationships the way we used to. We don't value people the way we used to. Why? People are expendable. At least that's what we think. That's what we feel, or that's how we treat other people. How do I know that? Because you can be in a relationship today and in a different one tomorrow. Or you can be in a relationship with this woman you've been with for 5 years and go out to the convenience store and see somebody pumping gas and give them your number and then you calling them. How did that happen? What happened exactly? How did you get from 10 years of your life to 10 minutes of your life and now you're about to mess up everything? How did we get to that situation where there's such disregard for people's feelings? How did we get there? What honestly happened to us? And if I think about it, it started in the garden. Here is this beautiful place for people to be, Adam specifically. Adam is there. God has given him all the animals to name and to raise and to tend these garden beds. And he comes down and he just fellowships with Adam in the cool of the day. And then God looks upon him and he says, you know what? It's not good for this guy to be by himself. Everybody else has somebody. He doesn't have anybody. And here we are. He says, okay, I'm going to make him somebody for himself, puts Adam to sleep, pulls a rib out, makes a woman, presents the woman. Adam says, yes, I'll take that one in a size small. Thank you so much. And they are together. And all of a sudden, here comes God one more day, and he's looking for them. Now, no other day did he have to come and look for them. They were always there ready and available when the lover of their soul showed up. However, he has to look for them on this day. See, we're talking about relationships and how we got so far outside of the relationship. And here's the truth. The further you get away from God, the further you get away from good relationships. Because if me and the Lord are good, my relationship with him should dictate my relationship with you. I should treat you just like he treats me. He gives grace. He gives mercy. He extends chance after chance after chance. Now, here, let me make this one small tiny disclaimer, because I heard some foolishness online today that just really had my heart in a chokehold. I probably need to go and look at the whole video. If you are being treated poorly, if anybody is putting their hands on you, if you feel like you are in imminent trouble, this is not, I'm not telling you to stay anywhere. I'm telling you, get to safety. But I'm talking about relationships. We give up too early. We give up too soon. We have people in our ear talking crazy. And then what ends up happening is your good thing becomes the thing that's a burden to you. Now, that person was real good and you were so thankful and you were singing their praises before somebody got in your ear. Isn't that the same thing that happened in the garden? Did not the serpent get in Eve's ear and start talking crazy? And before you knew it, they had already done something that was going to have disastrous results for the rest of our lives. Here we are around here with these cramps every month. Why? Because Eve and these people in her ear, we working hard by the sweat of our brow. The Lord set us up so good in the garden. We didn't have to do anything. Fruit just produced itself, and the animals just was animaling. And here you are, you got all this little chatter in your ear. It's the further and further we get away from God. And God says, Adam, where are you? I'm looking for you. And he says, I was afraid you would see me naked. Who told you you were naked? Who said that exactly? Who you been listening to? Who's in your ear telling you that the man you got ain't worth nothing? He just a dog like everybody else. How do you know? He ain't your man. How do you know the woman that you have is not doing her very level best to be the best wife, the best mother, the best spouse, the best partner she can be? How do you know? She been holding on with you for 20 years, waiting on you to marry her, and you haven't done that yet. God knows just for consistency's sake, you ought to give her a 10 out of 10. It's that relation, is how I am valuing you. Do you value the people in your life? I promise you this. We were in church last night, and my pastor was asking us a question. He said, what are the top 4 things in your life? I said, my health, my faith, my family, and relationships. And he says the top 4 things that you value in your life, you will spend your money and time on. And here's what I think. I value people. Why do you value people, Shakima? Because I grew up as an only child. My mother was off doing all the things that she was grown enough to do, and I was in the house by myself, considered a latchkey kid. I would come home after school. I had a key to my own house. My children don't even have a key to this house. I would come home by myself. I would watch TV. My mom would be off doing whatever. I didn't have siblings in my home. I was just a single only child, and I grew up by myself. So when I got old enough to have different relationships, I value those people. I value your time that you give me. I value the fact that you want to be with me. That's why I didn't go live last night, because I thought some people have to go to work tomorrow. It's late. This is inconvenient to them. I promised myself I would go live every night, no matter what time it was. But I'm thinking this is inconvenient for people. Don't tax people to this degree, Shakima. Why is that? Because I feel for the people that are in my life. Well, I don't know some of y'all from Adam. Does it matter? You're here. You're representing who you are to me. Some of you are friends of mine. Some of us are in the ladies group together. Some of us interact with on social media, and I still value you. Even if I've never seen your face, you've never commented on a video or anything like that, I still value your time. Well, what if nobody ever shows up? That doesn't matter. For the one, Jesus left the 99 to go after the one. That was the relationship. It was important. I can't let this one get away. I gotta go and give it everything I have to try to bring it back into the fold. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay. On the particular day that I was writing this, I just had a ladies group. So for those of you who don't know, I have an international women's ministry called First Love Ministries with Shakima Wilson. Under that umbrella, we have Titus 2 Women, Daughters of Grace, and Coffee and Conversation. Different groups. And now I've added in a health and wellness group. So that's a whole nother level. We have the retreat ladies. That's a whole nother level. So it's all these different ladies, and we're from all across the world. I would never have imagined that the Lord would give me a little girl from nowhere, North Carolina. If I told you where I was from, you would be like, where? This ain't even on the map, girl. It ain't. But we're from all across the country, all across the world, just wanting to be together, to encourage, to edify, to lift up, to build each other up. And so we were having a conversation, and this was what I said. I said, most of us get relationships so wrong, right? We do. We work ourselves to death trying to please God. And once we realize that we could never do enough to make him love us, we usually throw our hands up and turn away from him, feeling like we didn't cut it, we didn't make the grade, or we didn't measure up. That's kind of like the relationship between people. Well, I'm just cutting this person off because they didn't live up to my standard. Now, everybody is not meant to be in your space. Let me just make that clear, okay? Everybody's not meant to be in your inner circle. Jesus preached to the multitudes. He hung out with 12. 3 were his BFFs, and 1 laid his head on his breast. That was it. His circle got smaller and smaller. The closer he got to himself, that circle got smaller and smaller. Now, I'm going to preach to everybody. I'm always going to preach. I don't care who it is. I'm going to preach, But are you going to be in my inner circle? Probably not. First of all, we're on two totally different continents, some of us. Some of us have totally different thought patterns and structures in our mind. Some of us don't have the same belief systems. I had a lady once comment on one of my videos. She said, Shakima, I don't even believe anything you believe, but I still find myself coming back to watch your videos. Do you know how much that blessed me? But it had nothing to do with me. It had to do with my vertical relationship and what me and God were going through. Can I tell you, we mishandle people and relationships because we haven't allowed the Lord to do anything in us. You got to heal, boo. You can't be going from this bed to that bed to this bed to that bed and think you're going to be good when your husband show up. It's not a thing. Or your wife, whatever the case, whoever. I got to get me together in order that when the person does come into my life, I'm not carrying around my old baggage. We treat people like it was the old person. I remember the one dating experience that I've had in 16 years, the one dating experience I've had in 16 years that went way too long, probably 5 months and 29 days too long. Should have been one date and one date only. He would just come at me crazy. He would expect me to treat him like his past relationships. And I remember wanting to just grab his face one day and say, I'm not her. Wait. I just wanted to say to him, I'm not her. Why do you keep treating me like I'm her? Like I'm going to hurt you. You've already set it up in your mind that I'm going to hurt you. So you won't let me get close. You won't let me get in. You won't let me show you who I am because you're so busy looking at me like I'm her. And it really hurt me because he didn't give me a chance. Well, here's the truth. We didn't have anything in common. The Bible tells us in Amos 3:3, how can two walk together lest they be in agreement? What relationship do we really have? We calling people friends that ain't friends. We're really associates. We work together. I'm not friends with everybody I work with. I know who they are. I value what they do in my establishment, but we're not friends. We're not getting together. We're not talking about family stuff. You're not getting invited to the barbecue. You understand? We got to put people in their rightful places, but we only do that when we understand who we are with God. We've given up on God, therefore we give up on people. But the truth is, God never gives up on us. And so every relationship that I have should be vetted by how I respond to the Lord. My daughter recently, this is probably TMI, but I'm going to share it anyway. My daughter, my youngest daughter, she works at a particular place, and there are some people there that were saying crazy stuff to her. They don't believe that in the 16 years that I've been separated and like it's any of their business. They don't believe in the 16 years that I've been separated and divorced that I have not been physical with anyone. They do not believe that's a thing. They think that I am lying to her. She's a grown woman. Why would I lie? First of all, it ain't none of her business or theirs, but they cannot see that as being a truth. And I said to my daughter, because it hurt her feelings, she's like, Mom, they don't believe it. I'm like, well, it's not their business, first of all, but they don't believe it in me because they couldn't see it in them. See, you've looked at me very differently and you've associated with that behavior with all single people. All single people are not like that. Some of us are just really trying to get it together so that when the right person does come, we're going to be straight. How can I come to my spouse fully and whole when I've given bits and pieces of myself to everybody else? Answer that question. Like how? Oh, it ain't even all that serious. It ain't even all that deep. It is, because you give little pieces of your soul every time. Every time you come outside of your clothes, you're giving little pieces of yourself that they're not willing to give back. Here's the thing. Oh God, people ask you crazy stuff. Oh, okay. I'm going to move on from that because it's too much. Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah. I'm going to go to the Bible because that's going to keep me straight. Here's the thing, right? Jeremiah. Let me get there. Chapter 1. Sorry. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. Oh, that's still Isaiah. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. This is the Lord. He says, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nations. Here's the Lord talking to Jeremiah saying, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew who you were. I already knew what you were going to do. I knew what you were going to be. I knew when you were going to fight against the system. I knew when you was going to just obey and do what I wanted you to do. And I've appointed you a prophet to the nations. God has never not known who we were and what we were supposed to do. He knows every interaction that I'm ever going to have. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they were saying how in a specific place that they have been, that people didn't like them. And I said to them very honestly, I said, tone does help when you're trying to be in a situation with people where you have where it's difficult to navigate that relationship. Your tone. I said, independent, strong Black woman is not necessarily what they want from you. And she was going on to say some other stuff. I said, yes, I just grew up around here. I get it. And that's not the question. The question, no matter where you go, you can say the right things in the right tone and it be received better than if you say the thing with your neck popping and you chewing your gum. Because immediately, just by that behavior, they have already discounted anything you have to say. So how is it that I can turn this negative interaction around? That's how I live my life. That's a maturity. That's what happened to me when I spent a whole year in the book of James. You can't come at people crazy and expect them to want to be in your presence all the time. I have had people say to me, Shakima, you just seem to have such a calm spirit, because I know what it's like to be crazy. I do. Trust me. I know what it's like to be on a 10 all the time. I just didn't love living there. And God doesn't call me to live on a 10. Why do you say that, Shakima? Because he fights every battle. Every weapon that's formed will not prosper. Why? Because God is taking care of it. Jesus is sitting at the right hand of the Father, ever making intercession for me. Whenever I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, I go to him. I know that he is going to forgive. So I don't have to live on a 10 because I'm always trying to get ahead of the next situation. I can live in peace. Okay, I'm going to move on. Once we realize that we could never do enough, I'm going back to my book, to make him love us, or we usually throw our hands up and turn away from him, feeling like we don't cut it, didn't make the grade, or didn't measure up, kind of like relationships. Here's the truth from a book that I read. This is called Experiencing God. This is what he said. God's intentions is to have a love relationship with you. Here's the thing. If you are in love and have a love relationship with God, you can learn how to love other people. There will be zero questions on how you interact with God. With people, if you interact accordingly with God. But Shakima, I don't know how to act with him. You just be yourself. You should always be open to whatever he has for you, even if it's not something you could have foreseen. Do you think I saw myself single for 16 years? No, ma'am, Pam, Sam, and nobody else. I did not. But can I tell you, it's been a good 16 years. I've not been hungry. I've not been hurt. None of my children have been hungry or hurt. Everybody is still together. My circle has not been broken. There have been moments when I've wanted to reach out and have a physical relationship, but I've always had God. He's always been there. Even when I thought I needed somebody, even when I had open invitations to come and do things that I knew for sure I wasn't going to do, I always knew I could turn right back to the Lord. He was always going to be there for me. And when people show you who they are, believe them. Now you claiming Jesus and you out here offering. Okay, sir, I see you. God calls you to a relationship in which he is Lord, where you are willing to do and be anything he chooses. How many of us can say, raise our hands, put it in the emojis, all the comments. How many of us can say, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I'm open, I'm willing, I'll go. I keep telling the Lord, I'm not going overseas. I'm not going to foreign missions. I keep telling him that. But in my heart of hearts, if he send me, I'm going. I just really want to stay right here where I know it's safe and comfortable. But God didn't always call us to be safe and comfortable. Wherever we go, he goes. I'm never going to be in a place where he's not. I know that if he sends me to foreign parts, he'll be there with me. The Bible says, even if I make my bed in hell, you'll be there. And some of us live in hell every day. God is there. True story. When I was 5 years old and those things were happening to me, the man who did what he did, imagine a 5-year-old. Most of us know a 5-year-old, and a big man. He had to be 6'4", 6'5", I guess 6'4", 6'5", had hands the size of meat cleavers. And when I think about it now at 49 years old, the only thing I can think of is if that man wanted to take me out, it would have been so easy for him to take one hand and just, that was it. He was a big man. I was a little girl. But even in that, even in my worst place, even when I didn't want to be there, even when I didn't remember, I repressed that memory for 7 years, even in that he was still there. That's the best testimony I can tell people. Yeah, but you got your body and all the things. None of that, because I could have been gone from here. The best thing God ever did was keep me. He kept me. Yes, things happened that I didn't want. Things happened that the truth is, I think about it now just to share the story, but I have no emotional attachment to it. Thank God. Because he was with me as I worked my way through all of it. As I worked my way through the issues that I was having. He says, God calls you to a relationship in which he is Lord, where you are willing to do anything he chooses. If you respond to him as Lord, he may lead you to do things you would never have dreamed of doing. If you don't follow him as Lord, you may lock yourself into a job or an assignment and miss something God wants to do through you. Now, the book that I was quoting there is called Experiencing God. It's Richard Blackaby, I believe, or William Blackaby. I can't remember William or Richard, but Blackaby is the name of the guy who wrote the book, him and a couple other people. But here's the thing. Can you imagine, and I was telling somebody this today, I think maybe it was yesterday, that here I am, a little girl from nowhere, North Carolina. We don't even have a stoplight in the town I'm from. I wasn't born there, but I was raised there. There's no stoplight. Imagine me ever thinking that I would have thousands and thousands of followers and subscribers to social platforms. Never in a million years. I remember getting an email from a girl who I went to school with, and I think she just took a chance to send me an email to see if it was really me. She's like, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. She knew me in that small town from nowhere. Imagine this happening. I could have never dreamed this. My thoughts are not his thoughts. My ways, not his ways. Little girl. Sorry, y'all. She gets excited. Her daddy must be home. My son is home from work. So here I am. Gwendolyn. I'm about to put her out the house. Here I am doing this, but how did you get here, Shakima? People have asked me that before. I remember trying to get out of debt, working my way out of debt, and started a YouTube channel. And the Lord said to me, tell the people, if I can do it for you, I can do it for him. I said, God, tell them what? He said, if I can do it for you, I can do it for them. And I promise you, every step of the way, as I shared the process, people would come back and say, oh my God, girl, let me tell you. Had a lady send me an email. She said, Shakima, you don't know me from anywhere. She said, when I first started, oh, bless you. I've been right here. She said, when I first started watching you, my husband and I, we had so much debt. We had all this stuff. We didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. She said, since I've been watching you, we have since paid off our debt. We took a family vacation. We got money in savings. Imagine me and God making an agreement. God, whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do. And he's like, okay, do this. And not just my life is changing. Other people's lives are changing. Shakima, something you shared about your kids helped me with my kids. Shakima, I had a lady I'm not married, y'all. 16 years separated and divorced. I had a lady send me a card in the mail, written card. She says, I've learned so much about marriage from you. Why? Because I believe in the institution. I'm just not married, but I believe strongly in the institution. And I know the one who created it. It's that relationship. You open yourself to people. Well, Shakima, why do you want to share all your business on the internet? Because somebody's going to go through what I already been through. Why not share it? Why not help them to not make those same mistakes that I made? Because I already know where the pitfalls are. Why not? Because it's private. There are some things that I don't share, but there's most of it is not private. Private to who? I may as well help you not make the same mistakes I made. Here's the thing. Human relationships are complex at their worst and extremely simple at their best. Your human relationship should mimic or mirror your relationship with God. And how does that work? It's time spent together. How much time do you spend with people? I had a situation not this past week, but last week we were in church. It was a Tuesday night. We were praying, and some of the moms were just talking about being frustrated. You know, most of them are stay-at-home moms, and they work from home, and so they're around their kids. They homeschool, and they were just talking about being frustrated with their kids. And I remember relaying a story. I think the lady's name is Susanna Wall. Let me think. Is it Suzanne Welsh? Don't get me started on the names. I always forget the names. But this lady had like 9 children. She had 9 children. And Welsh, I believe it's Welsh Revival. Okay. She would spend 30 minutes a week with each of her children. Every child got 30 minutes. They may not all be the same day, but individually, they were all collectively a family. But then she would take little Johnny, and we got 30 minutes, and little Susie 30 minutes, and little Becky 30 minutes. Every kid got 30 minutes. And when those kids grew up, I think her son started the Welsh Revival. Why? Because she spent time with those kids. She poured into those children everything she knew about the Lord. Well, I don't know a whole lot about the Lord. Good. You got time. Why not get to know him? Why not sit down and here's the thing. It's going to be very challenging for a man to come at me crazy and me accept that, because God treats me very well. He treats me extremely well. So taking poor treatment from here forward is not a thing. If you don't call, very good. I can call him anytime and he picks up the phone. So if you don't answer, okay. Don't ask me about who's going to pay for the meal. He pays all the things. He pays the things. He's not broke. He ain't cheap. None of that. He cares for me. He opens doors that no man can shut. So you should be open doors too. See what I'm saying? Because I spend time with the Lord. He speaks goodness over me. I should expect the same thing from you. But then in return, because it's not one way, there's no one-sided relationships. And if you're in one of those, you need to get out. But here's the thing. Whatever you do to me, I'm going to do back. It's a reciprocal relationship. So if I pay this time, you pay next time. I have a really good friend. His name is Jason. Jason is a gentleman. And every time we go out, he tries to pay. And I'll say, Jay, you paid last time. I'll pay this time. And we're just good friends. We actually start off as work colleagues. He's actually moved now. But when he was living close, we would just go out just to have companionship with one another, share a meal. He was single. I was single. We weren't interested in each other, but we were just friends. But I'm going to reciprocate because last time you extended towards me. When was the last time you paid for somebody's meal? When was the last time you spoke a kind word to somebody? Your human relationship should be the same as it is with the Lord. We spend time together. We locked in real bad. Now, again, because we're human and most of us want to couple, everybody's not your partner. Do you understand that? We got to get to that part first. Everybody's not your partner. Again, I've only been in one dating relationship, but I've met a lot of people online and different things. I mean, that's as far as the meeting has gone online. But imagine if I had every one of those people, if I had thought they were my husband. And I'm giving myself away. Child, can you imagine what I would have to live with? But I knew up front, okay, no, that's not this type of relationship. So everybody that you are in fellowship with is not your person. So there should not be any physical togetherness, but we can still communicate. Some people are friends. Some people are gateway people. Mo is on here, and I have another friend. Her name is Angela, not Angela that's on here, but another Angela, and they live in the same town. I just happened to be in that town, I don't know, several months ago. And I was like, hey, girl, I'm going to be over here. And then I called another one. I was like, hey, girl, I'm going to be over here. And so I said, well, listen, since I'm going to be here and y'all both live here, why don't we all get together for dinner? And we did. And we enjoyed the fellowship. And I said, why don't y'all connect? I'm a bridge builder. I'm a connector. A lot of people sometimes want to be friends with me. I don't have the capacity for that, because my ministry is to everybody, but I can connect you to this one and this one. Where you live? Okay, I know somebody here. My daughter was asking me the other day about going somewhere. She said, Mom, you know some people there, right? I probably do. I know people in almost every state, all 50 states. Somebody who watches me or saw me. I do social media, of course, content. I had posted a video that went extremely viral. It was 4-minute cabbage in the Instant Pot. And I live in North Carolina, and one of my cousins, I think she lives in Atlanta, and had a great, right? It was a good time. She lives in Atlanta, and she just so happened to hear my voice. And she said, I know who that is. I had a former student. I had another video go extremely viral. This one was on the Shade Room, the food section of the Shade Room. And he messaged me on Facebook. He said, I knew when I heard that voice who that was. It's just, my reach is worldwide, but I know how to put people together. And I'm not feeling a type of way. I wouldn't feel any type of way if Monique and Angela became BFFs, because they both love me and I love them both equally. But perhaps God just put me in the middle of them so they could find each other to be friends, and many, many other people. Right? That's the relationship. But I only know that when I find comfort in him. Remember, I told you I grew up by myself, only child, latchkey kid in the house, no mom, dad gone, just me. Those were the moments where I would be, somebody was there. I didn't know the Lord at that time, but I think I've always known the Lord. Always. And he's always known me. And because he extended love and grace and mercy towards me, then it is my obligation. And yes, I'm telling you that it is my obligation to then extend grace and mercy and love towards other people. I'm going to move on. So time spent together. Here's the thing. It's all about togetherness. Go back in your relationships that you have. You may even have to write them down. You might have to categorize people. Some of us have people in the wrong places. Some of us have people in friendship when they should not be there. Some of my friends have become my family. Well, they're not your family. They ain't your blood relatives, but who are my mother and brothers? Those who do the will of the Father are my mother and brothers. Some of my friends have become my family. Some of my family has become very estranged because we don't have nothing in common, nothing. We don't share the same religion. We don't share the same lifestyle. No, that doesn't mean I wouldn't help them, but we're just not, it's just not there. That's not the common ground that we have. God should always be the common ground. What foundation are you building on? Isn't it Chandler Moore that sings Christ is my firm foundation, or is the Elevation or Maverick City, one of them? Christ is my firm foundation. And because he's my foundation, then I should be able to have other people in my life that share that same foundation. Well, Shakima, are all your friends saved? They are not. Jesus didn't hang out with just the saved folks. He hanged out with the people nobody else wanted to hang out with. So I kind of hang out with them too. Again, the lady said, we don't believe anything the same, but I keep coming back to your channel. I wonder why. Perhaps you feel, hear something that you're attracted to in my voice, in my demeanor, in my welcomeness. I started social media in my kitchen, coffee and dessert in my kitchen. And when I go back and I look at the old videos and I look at myself now, I go, oh, Lord, Jesus had brought me a long way. But I still will open up my house any day of the week to anybody, coffee and a dessert. Let's just eat. Let's just chat. Let's just sip on a beverage. Why? Because that's what I know. And that's what I know he would have done. Jesus hanged out with the drunkards and the people that they got him for. Why is he hanging out with these people? Because nobody else wants to. That's why. I have an affinity for older people. Not a lot of people have that. A lot of people get very frustrated with older people because they are very, very needy at times. But I asked the Lord, what is this thing in me? I don't mind them. They don't bother me. Some people just want to have somebody to talk to. And I know what it's like being alone and not having anybody to talk to. My son was 4 months old when his dad left. I had a 4-month-old, a 5-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 19-year-old that was already gone. Nobody in the adult age that I could talk to. That's what my husband used to do for me. He was gone. So now when I have people that just need a listening ear, you know what I do? I just listen. It's relationship. Well, what do you get out of it, Shakima? Maybe nothing. Is it always about what I'm getting out of it? Or maybe it's about what I'm getting to give, because I get to give it. I get to give my time. I get to give my attention. That's an honor and a privilege to be able to do. And some of us don't understand that. One of the biggest issues that I have are with single is just being single. And it's around Christmas time when you have the single parents who need help. Like, I know my son got a exercise bench one time. I think his dad sent it for a Christmas gift. It's a very well-meaning gesture, but now who's going to put that together? So now I got to put it together. And I didn't have anybody that I could call to come and help me. And here's the problem, because most people feel like if they reach out to a single mom, then she looking at them sideways, thinking that he her man. That's not the thing. Look past me as a single mom and be like, oh, let me go help that little kid put together his basketball hoop or something like that. But we've missed it because we think that people want to be in intimate relationships with us. We just want relationship. I just somebody to talk to. Do you know how many times I go out the house with my tag sticking out of my dress when my kids were short? Because nobody was tall enough to tuck it back in. It's relationship. And I'd get to the church and one of the ladies was like, oh, Shakima, your tag is out. Thank you. Or how many times you're in a situation and they'll say, husbands turn to your wives and you standing there by yourself and nobody comes over to hug you. Nobody. People just need relationships. That's it. Not physicalness, just somebody to talk to, just somebody to vent to just say, hey, I'm having a rough day. Okay, here's the thing. I know I can be long-winded. I can. But here's my truth, right? I feel very passionate about the assignment that the Lord has given me. Relationships are very important to me. I want people to always know, when you've been with me, I want you to feel valuable. We just recently took a trip to Myrtle Beach, me and a few ladies, because we do weekend retreats here and there. And all the ladies were doing stuff. And we had went to the store and a couple ladies went to a walk, and we came back and I began to cook in the kitchen and get the brunch together. And all the ladies was like, oh, Shakima, I'll help. And I'm like, okay, everybody had their little job to do. And we ate and it was good. And we fellowshipped and talked. And so we went out on the balcony to sit and relax and all that. And I began to go back into the kitchen to just clean everything up. And they're like, oh, no, Shakima, we'll come and help you. I'm good. I don't need you to help me. I need you to sit. And I need you to relax, and I need you to be comfortable, and I need you to chat, and I need you to talk, and I need you to just fellowship with one another. My role that God has given me is to bridge the gap between people and people. It's the person who never thought that they would know this person. And all of a sudden, because both of them know me, they're like, oh, hey, girl. Hey. We took another trip. We went to New Jersey to see one of the ladies in my group, shy lady, just a beautiful person, but very super shy. And when we got there, because I'm inviting everybody. Look, I want everybody to come. Just come on, girl. Make your room reservation and come on. So another girl was there, and I did not realize that outside of me, they had started chatting with each other, and they would get together and go do stuff. One lived in this state, one lived in this state, but they didn't live far. Like it's like New York and New Jersey, kind of right there together, and they didn't live very far, and they would get together, or they would call each other on the phone. Do you know how much that just bolsters my heart and make me I'm thankful to the Lord? But all of that and all that I do came out of a personal relationship between me and Jesus. When I didn't have anybody, he became the somebody I needed. And now that I have lots of other people, he's still the somebody that I have. And when nobody else is around to listen, he's always here to listen. And when I don't have anybody's lap to climb up on, I can climb in his lap. And he's always there for me. And the thing I want to ask you is, do you know him? Do you know Jesus like that? Because until you do, no relationship is going to be right. You're always going to struggle in relationship because you won't know how to relate to other people if you don't know how to relate to your Father in heaven, who loves you no matter what you did, no matter who you slept with, no matter what you said, no matter how much you spent, no matter how much debt you have. He still loves you. That is his good pleasure to love you. Do you know him? And if you don't, you can. We talked about it the other day. You can pray now and ask him to be the lover of your soul. He will never say no. If you have already made a decision to follow him, then bless you. Praise the Lord. Here's the thing that I wrote on my book when I was taking notes. And I'm going to Exodus, last verse is Exodus chapter 20. Exodus chapter 20, verses 3, 4, and 5. Here's what I wrote. Because humans, we have all these issues, but God doesn't have any. He never has a headache. He is always ready to love on, and he loves you. The relationship with him takes precedence over every other relationship in your life. Every other relationship. He is so big, and he is in all the places all the time that he is always going to be there for you. Exodus chapter 20, verses 3, 4, and 5 says, "You must not have any other God but me. You must not make for yourself an idol of any kind or any image or anything in heaven or on earth or in the sea. You must not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods. I lay the sins of the parents upon the children, and the entire family is affected, even children in the third and fourth generation of those who reject me." Nobody else should stand in his place, but everybody else should be treated just like he treats you. There it is, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I do hope that it's helpful and it's ministering to you. This is like my third or fourth time going through this, and it's always different every time. But know that God is ready to have a relationship with you if you are ready to have one with him. He is always there. And then every other relationship should be birthed out of that one. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow night is day 87, and we're going to talk about longing, the longing, probably share a little bit of my story. So see you guys tomorrow night. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you next time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Lord. Yes, ma'am, I will. Father, I thank you right now for Miss Liz. I thank you that you know everything about her. Father, we read in Jeremiah 1:5 that you knew her before she was formed in her mother's womb. God, I thank you that you will lead and guide these doctors, Lord, to do what they need to do, God. And we thank you that there's a good report on the other side. Father, I thank you that they are rejuvenated in their bodies, that they are not sleepy, they're not tired, that they are going to be at the top of their game. I thank you, Lord, that you put the best surgeons, the best nurses, the best aftercare people in that place with her. God, I thank you that there's ample supply of blood. I thank you, Lord, that when they get in, there won't even be what they thought it was going to be. Father, you are the healer. You are the one who touches and it makes it all better. God, I thank you so much that there's peace for the family that are there with her tonight. God, do to them and for them what you can only do, which is give the peace that surpasses all understanding. Father, I thank you for each and every individual that will be affected through this. And I pray that you would give them a testimony of the healing power and the healing hand of God in Jesus' name. Amen. Keep me posted. Let me know how she's doing. I love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow night. Bye now. Bye, everybody.